Welcome into the first Sunday social podcast. I'm Michael Plant. This is Dylan Clemons. We're here to help you make the tough decisions before your first week matchups, and we'll be here for the rest of the year to help you make any matchup decisions or start sit questions that you need an hour before, hour and a half before, football. How you doing, Dylan?
I'm great, man. I'm like a kid on Christmas. I'm so stoked for football to finally be here. In the first football Sunday, man, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, I know. Thursday night was a joy. Usually we get stinkers on Thursday night, but we had a hell of a game on Thursday.
Yeah, it really was fantastic.
It really hyped up Sunday for us.
No doubt. Even though the Bears are going to get embarrassed on national TV, but I'm happy they're the late game so I can concentrate strictly on fantasy stuff and watching Red Zone on the main TV.
Oh, I know. I've been looking forward to Red Zone all year. But, we have a very special guest on our first episode this year. He is a two-time top 5 in-season ranker on Fantasy Pros. He runs his own website along with, the help of some other people. And he gave us our start into the fantasy football writing gig. I want to welcome to the stream. We have Joe Bond here.
What's up, guys? Happy to be here. Welcome to week 1.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm excited. Still got too much to do before the slate starts, but we'll get to it.
Don't we all? Oh, man, I was telling Dylan before you came on, Thursday night really hyped up Sunday's games. We didn't really expect that good of a shootout.
That was a hell of a game, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was something else.
It was entertaining and fantasy relevant.
Yes. Went against Dak in a couple leagues and Brady and a couple more, so I'm hurting.
Yeah, LaPlant killed me in our home league. He had Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, and Amari Cooper.
Bang.
He's up.
Yeah, Amari Cooper, of course, the man I hate, but he had his one of the 3 blow up weeks.
Yep, I hate him too.
Enjoy the next 4 when he gives you a 3. Because that's what
I'm waiting for him to give up next week. I'll take it where I can get it.
No doubt.
Oh, man.
But, with all this talk about that Thursday night game, you guys want to maybe jump into the start-sit questions we got earlier this week?
Yeah, either that or you can hop into inactives and guys who are active for their early games, whatever you want.
You know what, Dylan? That's a smart idea. Let's go your route. There was news this week. It's hard to sift through the bullshit and the truth. But, you got to take note of these injuries. Some of them more, serious than the other. Like Kenny Galladay, I know many people weren't high on him, but he was a late pick in a lot of drafts. So, you got a very solid wide receiver 1 in that offense at a very cheap price. But he's been hampered with a hamstring injury. And you know how hammies go. They linger all year long. So you worry about that? A little bit.
I'm staying off Galladay this week. I have him in a few spots, not many, and if you have like a Corey Davis or someone like that, I'm plugging him in my lineup over Galladay this week.
Absolutely.
Just because I'm worried that the hamstring thing can linger.
Absolutely. I mean, I'd even possibly go someone like Jalen Waddle over Kenny Galladay just in this sense. Because Waddle's going to be on the field. I know it's in first game with him and Tua, but I'd still rather have a healthy player out on week 1. I mean, he might get over it, but we'll have to wait and see. Odell Beckham's coming off that ACL injury last year. He's looking good. Kevin Stefanski said he's made his way back to the team and he's been making a couple plays in practice. How do you feel about him, Joe?
I'll let you take this one, Joe.
Sorry, that's on me.
Odell, yeah, I'm not the biggest Odell fan anyway. So, but if he's on the field, I feel like he's probably in your lineup, probably around the flex range at best. But you know,
potential shootout with the Chiefs this week.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the only thing, and like Baker looked way better in the second half last season. Granted, without Odell, but you just got to hope that he can come in and be healthy enough week 1 to make a difference. But again, he's more of a flex play for me. But we are getting the questions flying in, so maybe we should rip through some of these.
One right off the bat, you guys like Marvin Jones this year? Absolutely. I think he's a great steal in the draft. I mean, he's possible wide receiver 1 in that offense. He's coming over to, I believe his name is Bevel's offense from the Lions, so he knows the scheme already. Doesn't have to learn the playbook. Trevor Lawrence losing Etienne. He's going to be looking for that safety valve. Someone who knows the routes, someone safe to throw to. I love him this week and all year. We got another one from Keith. Man, a lot faster than I thought it'd be. What are we doing with Odell today against the Chiefs, man? You just missed it.
Yeah, kind of a flex play for me at best. So just repeat myself.
Flex play, possible shootout game.
Yeah, crazy cheap in DraftKings this week. So I mean, there's a lot of good values. I talked about that on the Fantasy Six Pack Hour on Thursday, and I'm sure Dave Eddy and his buddy talked about it Friday night on the Sunday School podcast. Lots of good value to be found in week 1, so I don't think you have to go with guys who are going to have tons of competition at the receiver on a team where we're sort of guessing what the offense is really going to still be with Marvin Jones and even guys like Odell, where like you're just questioning if he's healthy enough. So I think you can find better plays than both of them in DFS.
Joe, if Odell happens to sit this game, which there's been a little bit of talk of, is Jarvis Landry a must start? Because I know we had a start-sit question about like Jarvis Landry or Chase Edmonds in the flex this week.
Well, all right. So, let me. Yeah, so that's one of the ones I don't
know. Chase against the Titans this week. That's a good matchup as well. Their defense.
So that's a start-sit question we got. I didn't see it on the list here, but sorry, what was it?
Chase Edmonds or Jarvis Landry in the flex.
Oh,
it's a tough one.
Yeah, I lead towards Jarvis with Odell. With him being a little banged up, obviously, still trying to battle back.
I mean, it's something that I don't know. That's a hard one for me. Those guys are like right there for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just closed me. It's Odell the 4 o'clock game, right? Yeah, so we're not gonna know. That stinks. Is Chase Edmonds the 4 o'clock game too? So do we do know? I don't memorize the schedule. I will be.
Oh man, I can't wait to memorize it. Yeah, they're the 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, I mean, so you can wait and see. Honestly, like it. Yeah, if Odell's out, I think you can go, especially if it's full PPR. You can go Landry because he's going to get all that passing down work. I mean, Edmonds gets it too, but you just got to worry that the Titans defense is pretty good. The Chiefs is improved this year, but the Browns defense is also drastically improved. And even though you think it can be a shootout in that game, I still think it's going to go through the running game in Cleveland, and Hunt, if anybody, gets the biggest upgrade for me because he's going to get utilized way more than he would in normal weeks. So that's where I would go there.
Yeah, he's got great value in DFS this week as well.
So all the inactive they're not all out yet, but you're still seeing Eckler questionable.
Yeah, that was the big one I was going to bring up.
He's still questionable, though. Come on, let us know.
Yeah,
that's the one we need.
Things at 10:30. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
10:30, 11:30. You Central Time people.
And then you got Trey Waynes out for the Bengals, so the Bengals defense is going to be even more depleted against the Vikings this week. So Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, I mean, they might have a good week.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that on the Wolfpack podcast about Kirky probably having the best streaming match week against the Bengals.
Honestly, I think most quarterbacks that are going to be going up against the Bengals this year are going to be good streaming options.
Joe, did you
But-
have Kirk in any
Keith.
of your Did you have Kirk in any of your DFS lineups this week or no?
No. I play small DFS. I don't go big, so I don't got like hundreds of lineups. So I kept it simple. He's not in any of mine.
Apparently, we got some insider information from Keithy P over here saying Eckler is officially active.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's before it got updated on the page I'm looking at here. So, all right, I'm not gonna call out the site I'm reading right now. But it's,
No, I mean it's good
not
news. I'll
updated,
take it.
but yeah.
We'll take whatever good news.
What do you guys think about him though? Like, are you willing to are you just automatically throwing him into your lineup in redraft? Because you probably drafted him in like the end of the first round, early second round. That hamstring, he dealt with that hamstring so much last season, and so that scares me that like. We've seen it before with these guys dealing with hamstring injuries, and then like the second play of the game, they retweak it and they're just done, and so is your day.
Yeah,
it's tough though, man. You'd have to have some really good options. I feel like to sit Eckler, but that's a good news. He's there, but man, you are just crossing your fingers that works out for you.
All right, go ahead, Dill.
I have Eckler in 7 out of my 15 leagues I'm in, and I'm starting him. I can't afford to not start him. So hopefully the hammy holds up.
Well, we got another question from fan. Connor would like to know Chase Edmonds or Tyson Williams, 1 point PPR this week.
I like Tyson Williams against this Raiders defense. I really do. They didn't really do anything this offseason to help that. So I'm rolling with Tyson this week. And
two for Tyson.
Perfect.
I'm just such a worry wart. I think I'd just go the safe play with Chase Edmonds because I don't know what they're going to do with Tyson. They signed Latavius Murray. I mean,
is Latavius active?
But they're not ready though. Like none of these guys are ready.
That's what I was going to get to as well.
I fear all it takes is probably one fumble and Lamar's probably going to just scramble with it every time.
Yeah.
That's possible. But
I mean, you saw what happened with Rojo, and it's just I got fears of that. I know with Chase Edmonds. I mean, if he fumbles.
I mean, we're not going to know who's inactive or active for Baltimore till tomorrow night, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
so that's a tough call.
It's one of those. I don't even care if Le'Veon Bell is active. Like he's not acclimated to that offense yet.
Right. They signed him off the street this week, and who knows if Le'Veon's even in shape.
Freeman and it's just I'm going Tyson.
Agreed.
I don't feel great about it, but
I can't argue.
That's the situation a lot of people are in if they drafted J.K. or Gus late. So
I mean,
it stinks.
It's one of the most run-heavy offenses. They're playing one of the worst run defenses. They didn't improve themselves, like you said. I mean, I completely understand why.
I said this on the on Thursday night as kind of a joke, but maybe not. Who's got the over/under on Lamar going 1,500 yards rushing this year? You don't have anybody else.
No, he doesn't. He really might.
What are they gonna do?
It's gonna be the best option for them to win games. We've seen it like even last year at the beginning of the year, they started off slow. They were trying to throw it a little more and do a little more with the offense. And then when they started rolling towards the end of the year, that was when Lamar started tearing it up on the ground again.
Yeah, and then this year they're starting out with, receivers hurt too on top of that. So it's like basically Mark Andrews and Lamar are just going to crush. So
I'm glad I invested on Mark Andrews in some dynasty startups.
Maybe Sammy Watkins hits this week with it being week 1. Maybe he has his boom week.
I think you got the best probability of that happening. Dylan, I got one of your youngest fans here. They want to say something. Ashley wants to say that Hannah says, "Hi, Uncle."
Hi, Hannah.
That's funny that they're watching us. That's I know they're waiting for the Pittsburgh Buffalo game.
Yep.
She's the biggest Steelers fan. But since we don't have any questions going right now from any fans, so why don't we just go to some of our pre-questions, unless you guys have some more actives and inactives to talk about.
Nah, not really.
And without actual, proof, and it's kind of hard.
The 4 o'clock ones are just kind of what they are. I mean, you're just gonna have to hope. But there's not a lot of big ones. I mean, honestly, like it's Odell and Barkley, I think he's going to play, but, whatever. Ingram's already out. So, like, it's whatever. Like, thankfully, not a bunch of huge names that, are going to crush a lot of people. So, I think just roll with the questions.
Yeah, let's roll with the questions then. Absolutely. We had one from a fan on Twitter, Big Bird Jet fan. I like that name. His question was Ryan Tannehill versus the Cardinals or Jalen Hurts versus the Falcons. Dylan, I'll let you take the floor.
I was not a fan of Jalen Hurts this draft season, but this matchup is really good. And he obviously has the rushing floor every week, so I think I'm leaning towards Jalen Hurts this week.
How about you, Joe?
Ooh. I'm going Tannehill. I like Hurts on the rushing floor. Tannehill's got a pretty tasty matchup here with Arizona. That's, he's just super
All their
efficient.
secondary is depleted.
Yeah, I mean, I still, in him, first game, Julio and A.J. Brown. I've actually got A.J. Brown locked in pretty much all of my DFS lineups. So, go Tannehill. And it's at home.
And it's at home. I mean,
that matters. I'm sorry, it does.
It really does.
LaPlant, break the tie.
I definitely am, and I'm going to be leaning Joe's way. I just feel safer with Ryan Tannehill than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts could absolutely outscore Tannehill this week, but I like Tannehill against the Cardinals. That's definitely a good, over-under game of, 56 points probably. I like that game. So Tannehill, please.
Sure.
See, this is why I like having three people. You have someone to break the tie if necessary.
No doubt.
But we have another question here, and this one's from our friend Dylan. Sean, if he's watching. Hopefully he's watching so I can get this answer. Devontae Smith today against Atlanta or Raheem Mostert versus the Lions today?
I'm going Raheem Mostert with that. He was my my start in the running back section in the Start Sit article that came out on Friday. That Lions defense is just a mess. In the middle of a rebuild, Mostert's just going to run all over him.
You're not afraid of Trey Sermon at all?
Not this early. And Mostert, I have a feeling Mostert will get banged up at some point, and that's when Trey Sermon will take his spot because he struggled with health. But as of right now, I'm shying away from Trey Sermon. He's more of a second half of the season guy for me, at least.
How do you feel about it, Joe?
I'll go Mostert as well. I want to see Smith get acclimated and into this offense a little more. I get the matchup, but I mean, come on, Mostert's got the cupcake Lions at this point too, so the matchup is great. I'm with Dylan here. I think this is Mostert's backfield, but I don't think it's as much as what you're saying, Dylan. I think it's still going to be maybe a 60-40 split right now. Mostert's never carried the ball more than 17 times in a game. By the way, ever. Or maybe he's done it twice. It's just not going to happen. They're going to get Sermon involved. They'll probably get Elijah Mitchell and everybody else involved too. This is what they do. Then whoever's got the hot hand is going to get it. The one thing Mostert's got is he will sit there and, he'll bust out that 80-yard run and just that he doesn't need anything else. That's what he does. So, and he can definitely do it against the Lions. But yeah, short answer, Mostert, go.
Yeah, no, I'd have to go with Raheem Mostert too. Like I was saying, it has shades of that Jets game last year where, what was it, the second or third play of the game?
Sermon's ruled out. When the hell did that happen? I am not reading a good list here.
Oh, I did not see that either.
Oh, he is. Inactives. Yep, Trey Sermon ruled out. All right, well, never mind. Mostert all the way. Move him up.
Absolutely then.
Fire him up.
No doubt. Put him in. But I guess we got another question from a fan, Matt again. He's wondering what wide receiver can you guarantee a touchdown from this week? You want the chalk answer? I'd go with Devontae Adams.
That's pretty good. Pretty good option. What are you thinking, Joe?
Nope. Joe, we lost your sound for some reason.
I hit the button. I don't know how the hell
You're
I
back.
even did that. I didn't touch this thing. I said Devontae Adams at the same time, but nobody heard me.
Nice.
That's funny.
I suck.
Oh, hey, great
All
minds think alike. I guess if you're gonna go for a risky one, I'd maybe go Michael Pittman against Seattle's
I
offense.
do like that one.
Defense, I mean. That one's a cheap one if you're going DFS route. We got a QB question. We got Matt. He's got Matt Ryan. That's fitting to have him. His options are Kirk, Baker, Fitzburrow, and a couple other options. Do you like Matt Ryan, Kirk, Baker, Fitz? You got.
He also said later on there's also Trevor Lawrence, but didn't want to start him his first week. I'll be honest, I've got Lawrence ranked one spot ahead of Ryan. If you feel safer playing Ryan, I get it. It's at home. It just, Lawrence has got a little bit of the rushing ability as well, tacked into that. Playing Houston, who's going to be bad. But I get it. If you want to, Ryan just feels 1,000 times safer, but that's not the way it played out for me. But I don't really care. I mean, you're talking the 13th and 14th ranked quarterback on my list, so they're both the same.
Yeah, I'm the same way with you. I'd probably go be between Trevor and Matt Ryan. I do like Trevor's matchup against Houston. I know it's only preseason, but Trevor tore up Dallas's defense and the few snaps that he got. Houston's defense, trust me, is not better than Dallas's. So it's a good chance he could have a good game this week. Dylan, what do you feel?
I'm rolling with Matt Ryan in this matchup too. That's who.
I'm projecting to lose by a lot. Does that
I've
affect
got
your
it.
answer? Maybe.
I got Matt Ryan.
Not really. Just go Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
They
go
don't
Matt
have
Ryan.
they don't have a running game. At least Jacksonville's got James Robinson that can do something. I'm not sure what Mike Davis is still yet.
Here, guys, I got a question here from the Facebook group. Full PPR flex spot. Do I play Swift, Hunt, or Corey Davis in the flex?
Oh, full PPR. Corey Davis, Hunt.
Who was after Hunt?
Corey Davis.
Oh,
I think I go Swift.
I like
Lance
Hunt.
was thinking.
I like Hunt. I don't like Swift's matchup against the Niners. That's the only thing.
That is true.
How do you feel, Dylan?
That's tough, man.
That is a tough
Man,
one.
those are
You
super
throw
close.
Corey Davis in there, and I'm like, ooh.
I know. Like, he was looking good against.
Yeah, and I want to start Corey Davis this week too. So I think I'm actually leaning towards Corey Davis, and with being full PPR, I'm a fan of starting the wide receiver in the flex over the running back. So I think I'm actually leaning Corey Davis in a pretty solid matchup.
Well, you do have the benefit of it being full PPR with that flex spot, putting a wide receiver in there. That definitely helps.
I still think I go Swift. I don't know. This is something about getting that RB1 for a team that I think they're going to have to lean on a little bit in that offense, at least while he's healthy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the only thing.
Hockenson still a little beat up. So, I mean, yeah, they might lean on Swift. If not, I don't know. Jamal Williams, it definitely is in the back of my head because Dan Campbell, we haven't seen what he's going to do yet. I mean, there's been talk about letting Swift have the full load of the offense, but I don't know. I just hate uncertainty. But we have a question from one of our co-hosts from the Wolfpack, Dylan. Ike wants to know, would you start Singletary now that Moss is ruled out?
I mean, it depends on who you're starting him over, I guess, but
Yeah.
I still don't really love him all that much. They don't utilize the running game enough for me to really just jump him up super high. I mean, he does boost up a lot, but
Yeah.
If it's full PPR, I like it a little bit better because he's going to get the passes. But it's just how many.
I don't know why they even run that fake RPO to the running back because Josh Allen's just going to be the one to take it and run anyways.
yeah, I mean, Bonnie, if it depends on who your other options are, man. Like who you starting Singletary over, but that would be the question for me. But hoping you got better options than Singletary, to be honest with you. Just, nah.
I hope that's your Scott Fishbowl question.
It's also Pittsburgh, so like that's not a cake defense at all.
No, and that's the only reason I like it with a little bit with the PPR, because he ain't gonna be able to bust one. Oh, nice! It is Scott Fishbowl.
Him
It's
or
him
Watkins.
I'd go Watkins. It's over. I think
It's week 1, right? You gotta go
it's
Watkins
week
for
1.
once. I mean, that's the only time you can use Watkins
It's fantasy
safely.
football. Have some fun with it.
And it's Vegas.
Chase
Go
the
Watkins. Have fun.
point. Oakland's defense is just atrocious.
Who else we got a receiver? Anybody else healthy on that team besides Mark Andrews? No.
Marquise Brown is limping around somewhere.
Right? Exactly.
So I mean, as of right now, no more questions flowing in.
Hold on.
You got one, Bill?
I actually got a bunch flying in.
All right, then. Yeah, take it away,
man.
Mr. Dillon.
Tell him to jump on the YouTube thing. Throw him in the chat.
Yeah, yep. I'm,
It's easier.
I posted the
That
link.
way you can just lean on me.
No doubt. Full PPR at the flex. Should he start Odell Beckham Jr. or Elijah Moore?
Ooh.
That's Odell if he's healthy.
If he's healthy, yes, Odell.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get from Elijah Moore after
Yeah, rookie quarterback, rookie everything.
Yeah, and he he got injured in training camp, didn't get a lot of work. Got another one here. Pick 3 to start: Kamara, Mostert, Chris Carson, DeAndre Swift, or Miles Sanders.
Kamara, yeah.
The middle 3.
Carson, yeah. And what was the third one for you?
Mostert.
Swift,
Yeah.
Carson, and Mostert for me.
I go Mostert.
It's close between him and Sanders, but yeah. I mean, they
I
both
like
have
Kamara, Carson, and Mostert for sure.
Next one here. Do I start Jerry Jeudy today, or should I move Debo into the flex?
Ooh, I'm a big fan of Jerry Jeudy this year now that Teddy's been named the quarterback. Jerry Jeudy led the league last year in uncatchable balls, uncatchable targets.
Also drops.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. If you're a good enough
get it.
receiver,
I get it.
You get enough targets, you're going to have some drops. I mean, look at CeeDee Lamb on Thursday. He had a couple drops. I mean, but he still had 15 targets. What was it? So you're going to have a couple. You can't catch them all.
Honestly, for me, if this is full PPR, I go Debo.
Dylan? Still thinking?
I'm with Debo as well.
I mean,
All right.
It's Detroit.
I'll be the odd man out. I got no problem
Loser.
against the grain.
Got another one here. Standard: 1 RB, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex. Kareem
Whoa.
Hunt.
I'm going to write this down.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
There's a lot
these-
going
these
on
are
here.
pretty
I
long,
got,
but-
I got a notepad over here. Let's go.
All right. So we need a
Kareem
running back, we need a receiver, and we need a flex.
Yep.
All right, I'm writing this down. Go.
Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, David Montgomery, Debo, or Adam Thielen.
All right, so it is.
I'm going to need those names again.
Kareem Hunt, Melvin Gordon, David Montgomery, Debo, and Thielen. I'm going David Montgomery in the running
Yep.
back spot.
100%.
I'm going Adam Thielen in the wide receiver
Yep.
spot.
I'm going Hunt. It's close.
Yeah, I'm struggling between Hunt and Debo right now.
In standard,
Oh no, you're right.
I go
you're right.
Hunt.
Standard.
Sorry,
In standard, I go Hunt because
Yeah.
there's a possibility he gets some red zone work or whatever. Like Debo, you never know. Like they'll, it's just yeah, it's definitely the first two. It's super close between Montgomery and Debo for me, but Debo and Hunt for me. But I lean Hunt.
Yeah, I'd go wide receiver, Thielen. RB, David Montgomery, and I'm definitely leaning Hunt on the flex.
Another one from Jason McMullen in the Facebook group. Pick 1 half-point PPR: Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, or Mike Williams.
Mooney may not play.
That scares me. I'm leaning Waddle there over Mike Williams.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup
You
against
said half?
Washington with Michael. Yep. Tough matchup against Washington for Mike Williams. I mean, I'm more afraid, he's a deep threat guy, and I'm just afraid Justin Herbert's not going to have the time to throw it deep with that pass rush of the Washington football team. So I'm probably leaning Jalen Waddle as well.
I can lean Waddle. Yeah.
Waddle.
It's close. I mean, New England's defense is pretty good too. It's not going to be as bad as it was last year.
No.
They got some dudes back. So
is Stephon Gilmore still? Is he active?
He's on the PUP. He's out the first 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, that helps.
That
for
helps.
Sure.
That helps big time.
So, but yeah, I'll lean Waddle. I like that.
Joe, I got a DFS question here. Elijah Moore or Rondale Moore?
Elijah.
Okay.
He'll be in the lineup more than Rondale. Rondale is not,
he'll have more routes run.
Yeah,
sure.
He's definitely behind too many guys compared to Elijah Moore.
I'm curious to see what the Cardinals do with AJ Green. I know AJ Green wasn't great that year. I'm just curious to see what they do what's his role.
I agree.
Is he going to be the Jimmy Graham of that offense? I don't know.
No.
You
You
see the Bears using Jimmy Graham that way.
You talking about he's just old? Is that what you're talking about? I mean,
next one, best quarterback play standard: Russell Wilson versus the Colts, or Jalen Hurts versus the Falcons.
Did we just get a scoring format for a QB question?
Yeah.
Anyway, not to call out people, but guys, be better.
All right, so
like Hurts and who? Wilson.
Russell Wilson
against the Colts.
It's always Wilson, dude. It's always Wilson above Hurts. I'm sorry.
Yeah, start your stud.
He's proven.
I mean, Hurts is sort of a stud just because of the rushing floor, but no, you go with Wilson. I mean,
you're more guaranteed of Wilson getting actual touchdowns than Hurts getting them.
Hurts needs
could
to
struggle.
use his legs. Wilson doesn't, but he can. So, you're good. Start Wilson.
And then second part of this question from Jason. Devonta Smith, this is still standard. Devonta Smith versus the Falcons, Beckham versus the Chiefs, or Debo against the Lions?
Standard, eh?
If Odell plays, I think I'm leaning towards him to get the touchdown.
It's either him or Debo.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't focus too much on my standard rankings. There's not many people that do it, so
I'm pretty
I gotta
much
go looking through them. I'm
thinking
here
whoever has the most touchdown, possibility when it comes to standard. I mean, obviously you got the yards
Smith
too.
And Debo.
Yeah.
Oh god, man, they're all they're literally all right there for me.
I think I'd lean Odell just a smidge over Debo.
I'm leaning Debo, man.
It's not by much.
Against Detroit, I like the matchup.
Yeah, I mean it's very well possible that Debo could just get a handoff for a touchdown.
That's very true too. And with Odell coming in banged up, he could slow play him like they're trying to do with Saquon. The Giants are at least.
LaPlant, do you have any other questions?
Did we get through all the ones on the list here on the sheet?
No, not on the sheet. No.
Yeah, let's rip through the rest of these.
All right. Well, we left off on Devontae Smith versus Atlanta and Raheem Mostert versus the Lions, and we swept that one with Raheem. So Good call, guys. So our next one is Preston Perry. He wants to know David Montgomery versus the Rams Sunday night, or Robbie Anderson versus the Jets.
It's really hard to pass up Robbie Anderson. This was full PPR, by the way. It's really hard to pass up Robbie Anderson in that matchup against the Jets. But David Montgomery, it's so tough. I want to say David Montgomery is safe, but who knows if the Bears are.
Against that defense,
if the Bears are starting to get smashed, we've seen Nagy time and time again run away from the run game, especially if it's not working early. So I think I'm leaning Robbie Anderson in that matchup against the Jets because the Jets defense is just so soft.
I totally understand you having question marks about this. I still lean, the workhorse running back whenever I possibly can. Robbie Anderson obviously has DJ Moore there. Christian McCaffrey coming back. Still has Terrace Marshall sitting around, trying to make some noise this year. A new quarterback that we don't know if he's actually any good. We hope he is. This offense is going to have to go through two players in Chicago, and it's easily David Montgomery and Allen Robinson. And, there's quarterback questions. The matchup is rough, but, you just have to hope he can fall into the end zone, at least once, right? We don't think the Bears are going to get shut out, but it's possible.
Well, no, like you said, just hope he falls into the end zone.
Yeah.
I remember Dylan, or actually it might have been a different podcast, that said that Justin Fields, he has a faster 40 time than Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's not that fast. He's going to get the volume, but he may very well get tackled on the 1 yard line.
Fields isn't playing this week.
Well, no. I was just using it as a reference to
I got
the speed. Allen Robinson's going to get peppered in targets, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a target in the red zone and he gets tackled on the 1 yard line because he's not that quick. And then you got David Montgomery, boom, 2 handoffs. Because Matt Nagy's just going to do the vanilla plays in the red zone.
Yeah. Yep.
I got another question from the Facebook group. I'm not going to even try to butcher his name, but it's actually a trade question. He was offered Tyler Lockett for CEH. Normally I would say no go there, but he sent me his roster as well.
Did you say CeeDee Lamb?
I said Lockett for CEH.
CEH, that was
so he would be receiving Lockett.
Correct. His starting receivers right now are Jacoby Myers and Corey Davis.
Ooh.
His starting running backs are CEH, James Robinson, and he also has Mike Davis in the flex.
This is a deep league. Who the hell did he start?
Yeah,
he got crushed by injuries. Like something, he either had Dobbins and like some other guys go down. Something must have happened. That doesn't sound like either. He started out with like Mahomes and Kelsey. I don't know.
He does have Kelsey.
Okay. I was like, he had to have gone tight end early, but wow.
He zigged when others zagged.
Myers and Davis, but then you're relying on Davis, who we hope is
he
good.
Has potential for the 3 down.
And Robinson, man, yeah.
Like how
this is a coin flip for me, man. Like,
what other receivers does he have besides Jacoby Myers and Corey Davis?
Give me a sec.
He
has Mooney and Claypool on his bench. He might want to start Claypool over Jacoby Myers. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be doing that.
You can't even really.
You know what? Honestly, man, I say no. Keep CEH.
Because
the running backs are gonna go down faster than the receivers.
I agree.
So you're gonna need that depth.
And you're gonna have Tyler Lockett having his big weeks, but the hardest part is when do you play him? When is he going to have those big weeks?
Well, you mostly always start Tyler Lockett, but hope he has one of those boom weeks.
I'd say don't do the trade. Keep the running backs. They're more valuable. Any other questions that you have, Dylan, before I move on?
Nope, go ahead. Keep ripping through those other ones.
All right. Our next one is we have an anonymous question. I like it. Kareem Hunt versus the Chiefs. Or Damian Harris for the Patriots against Miami, 0.5 PPR. I'll go first if you guys don't want to. I like Kareem Hunt against the Chiefs. I do like Damian Harris's ceiling now that Mac Jones is the quarterback, but it's still unproven that he's not going to be involved in the pass game. So, Kareem Hunt's going to be involved in the pass game. It's a good chance the Browns are going to be down this week against Mahomes. Mahomes has 32 touchdowns, 0 picks, averaged 300 yards in September. He's God in September. I don't understand it. So, the Chiefs are going to be down. Kareem Hunt's probably going to get about 7 targets. It wouldn't shock me. Damian Harris be lucky to get 4 targets because I really think James White is going to be that guy there. So, I'm going Kareem Hunt. How do you guys feel?
I'm going with Hunt there as well. I want to see if Belichick's how much he's gonna work in those other running backs, because JJ Taylor impressed in
Ramondre Stevenson is
Ramondre
healthy.
He impressed as well. And they are probably going to use James White, even though he hasn't been super effective recently. But
he's a part of that Josh McDaniels offense.
Yeah, definitely.
With or without Brady there. How do you feel, Joe? Kareem Hunt or Damian Harris? Half point.
Half point?
Yeah.
I'll go with Harris.
Ooh.
I'll be the lone man out here. I'll hang it out here to dry. I'm going Harris. I don't know if I trust the other running backs, and rookie quarterback's going to have to lean on A, I think the tight ends, and B, I think Harris, and it's close with Hunt. I understand the logic that you guys are saying here, but if this were full PPR, I think Hunt would play over top of him. But with it being half, I don't think it's going to make as big of a difference. Harris could fall into the end zone twice, and it's going to crush Hunt easily.
I'm just concerned if I know Mac Jones shined in the preseason, but I am concerned if he can march on the Miami's defense because they looked really good last year. I mean, they didn't really lose anybody. That's all my worry is. So, but if he can get into the end zone, the red zone with that offense, Damian Harris is very likely to fall into it. We got some questions now again from Matt again. Hey, we appreciate every question you're giving us, dude. It gives us something fun to talk about. He wants to know who has to go. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got Damian Harris, Devin Singletary, Joe Mixon, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Marvin Jones.
What's he talking about here? Like he has to cut one of these guys, or
are you cutting one, Matt?
There's no way. Or like there's like a super flex, and you gotta not play one of these guys. It's just bizarre because if it is Dan Arnold.
Dan Arnold.
I just saw that name and was like, yeah, that one's gone. Like, this is easy.
And then probably
DraftKings.
That's
still Dan Arnold. I don't know how this works because there's salaries attached to these guys, so I don't know how you play. Who has to go? Yeah, I mean Dan. I don't. I'm not sure. I totally understand the question, but it's Dan Arnold. If I have to pick one.
He agrees.
Okay, all right. We're good.
Yes, we're all
Thanks,
good
Matt. We got another one here.
Yep. Sorry, Joe. Best value on DraftKings besides J-Rob this week, Dylan. What you thinking?
I'm actually not the guy to answer that one.
I will go T. Higgins. T. Higgins, dude, he's like I believe he's 4,500, which is just silly low for a Cincy receiver who I know we all like Jamar Chase, but he's been struggling and apparently can't see the football because of the white stripes on it. I know we all have worries that the Burrow isn't gonna be 100% week one and in the game with his head, but. Dude, that's just silly value for him.
They're going to be chucking it all over the field.
Of course. So yeah, I love that. I love that play. And I'm sure Tyson Williams is just like dirt cheap, so maybe him, but that's a no-brainer. I feel like.
I'm curious because I actually don't know his value on DraftKings because I'm more of a FanDuel type of guy. I got to get over to DraftKings one of these times. But what's the value on Raheem Mostert? Because I think he's now that Trey Sermon's rolled out.
I have not.
I think he's a great value play.
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't look at that, and I'm not going to have time to pivot after this.
Because there's no way they could have raised the salary on him.
No, you can't. You can't move salaries after they've been set. You just can't do that. But that's a good question.
While you're thinking of that,
you know what? I know a better place to go. I'll go to our projections here.
JB has some crap to talk about. Dylan.
Oh
man, he's gonna make you eat your words.
I did.
Told him to drop Gronk 2 weeks ago. Look what he goes and does.
Jeremy, who are I try to remember? Shoot us back.
He's not doing that again.
Who are your other tight end options, man? I don't quite remember. I got another quick question though. Kenny Galladay or Marquez Callaway?
Marquez. I like Marquez.
Yeah.
Hopefully they use him like Michael Thomas. He's going to get those slant routes. even though he looked really good, going deep. I still think they're going to use him in that Michael Thomas role.
Hopefully he stays on the opposite side of Jair Alexander.
I can agree with that. I go Callaway.
I don't trust Kenny.
I'm still trying to look up. Sorry, I'm still trying to look up the. I gotta switch. I'm on the. By the way, I'm on the Fantasy Six Pack DFS projections page, so I'm trying to figure out.
Raheem's price.
Yeah, Mostert here. It will give me the price, so it's 5,800, which is pretty cheap.
That's not bad for a guy.
Not as good as Higgins.
No, not as good as
4,700. But yeah, Mostert's. Wow. Yeah, that's
what's Pittman on there?
He's pretty low too. He is 4,100.
Whew.
Love that.
That's
too.
Dirt cheap.
Yeah, it is. Kittle
you want to stack some running backs in some drafting lineups. You could definitely put Higgins, Pittman in there.
Ian? Is that? Oh, Logan Thomas. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're having to pick out of them, I get why you would have said drop Gronk. You're not trying to stash 3 tight ends unless it's like Dynasty or something. But yeah, Gronk went off. Trade him.
Yes.
That's not happening consistently enough for you to I even said during the show, because I gave my mom crap for drafting Gronk in our family league. Now, granted, I'll give it. So it was the 5th tight end off the board in the 5th round. Hawkinson and Logan Thomas and all these guys are still on the board. And look, you can like Gronk all you want. I don't care. Go get him in round 10.
Yeah.
Go get him in round 11, because nobody else is drafting that full that early.
No.
Right? No way. And then, of course, he goes off. And I even said it during the show. I'm like, my mom's going to give me so much crap. And, yeah, of course she did. And it was just like, I was like, Mom.
You got it from, Joe.
Of course. So, yeah, she was like, oh, Gronk, huh? And I'm like, uh-huh. Yep. I knew that was coming.
That's the best.
But yeah, it's more let's trade him at this point. See what you can get for him, because he's not gonna do that. There's just too many weapons there. I mean, Mike Evans isn't gonna put up a 2 for 20 dud every week or whatever the hell he did. That's just not gonna happen.
Dylan thinks so.
I wasn't on him anyway, but he's not gonna do that every week. He's too talented. Antonio Brown's not gonna go off for 5 for 80 and a touchdown every week. Tom Brady just spreads the ball out too much for that to work, and they're also not going to be in shootouts like that every week either. So that's going to be a different story. But everybody's talking about it right now. Gronk, good story.
I'm more worried about his health. I mean,
of course,
can he go 17 weeks? When was the last time he had a full season before he even retired? That's my only problem.
He looked really healthy Thursday, though.
He did, but for how long?
Yeah, agreed.
I think he's a Hall of Fame tight end, but I mean, he is past his prime, even though he still looks
absolutely
great. Just a perfect example of how cheap people got him in this past season's drafts. Jay's talking about auction, got him for $1. You could have got him.
Sucks. In Scott Fish, I had him on my bench. It was 36 points because of tight end premium.
Oh, no.
To be fair.
You have Waller, don't you?
I do. So I've got Waller, and I started Debo, and Debo's my worst receiver that I started over him. So you can see why I didn't play him, but it stings to watch those points just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And I'm like, ugh. And then all the drops that Tom Brady had this game, and the little tip drill interceptions that he got for him. And I'm like, so I had Brady, and he should have probably had 35, 36 points, but he finished with 29 instead. And I played against Dak, who got 40.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, come on. I bench a tight end that gives me 36, and I started against just oh, gosh.
Gosh.
Anyway.
I mean, man, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, such is life in fantasy. That's why I don't watch my scores during the day. I'm in too many teams, and I will just stress out too much. I just go in Sunday night and go, all right, it happened. Nothing I can do.
I like getting the sleeper updates. That's always fun. Gives you something.
No, I had to turn that crap off. I'm in 4 leagues on sleeper, because I play against one guy that I've got, and it's like a spider web of guys that I roster here and there, and I just drive myself nuts. So I just hope it all works out in the end.
Yeah. I totally turned all those notifications off too.
Can't do it.
I stream my cable, or I do it through YouTube TV, so they were sending me updates too before I.
Oh
even
yeah, yeah.
Happened. So
I'm the
it's
same
even
way.
more
I got
annoying.
YouTube TV, man. I can't do it.
Yep.
I just like it. I keep it because, just in case I'm not always on the TV. There's a couple minutes, I'm going to get a drink or something. So it's nice to have it if I miss something.
You want to pound out these last 2 questions we got on the sheet, LaPlant?
Yeah, absolutely. Another Corey Davis question. I love it because I think he's going to have a breakout year this year. Corey Davis versus
Wasn't that
Carolina.
last year?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
I
it was.
wide receiver 1 year, I think. It's in the cards. It's in the cards. It's possible. That defense is not improved. The volume is there. They really like him. I know Zach Wilson does. But we got Corey Davis versus Carolina or Kenny Galladay versus the Broncos. I'll make it quick. Corey Davis. I'm sure you guys could have guessed that.
Yeah,
At least for me.
Corey Davis in that as well.
Yep. Easily Davis for me.
Easily Davis.
And I think we already touched
And that
on
means we're all going to be wrong, and it's going to be when we all agree, by the way, just beware. That's probably not going to work.
I know. It's usually how it works, You can never be chalk answers. So we'll move on to our next question. Casey Sewell, he wants to know Marcus Callaway versus the Packers or another Kenny Galladay versus the Broncos.
I think we already answered that, right?
That might have been one of your questions on Facebook, but if we did answer it, I answered Marquez Callaway.
Still Callaway for me.
Yep.
Yeah. We answered that because you said you hope he didn't have Alexander on him.
I got a couple questions here from the Facebook group. Gaskins against the Patriots or Montgomery against the Rams?
Ooh, both tough matchups.
Yeah, it is.
Do we know the scoring format?
Nope.
All right, so whenever that happens, I'll be honest with you guys. I always just split it right down the middle and just go half.
Half people. Yeah.
Because that's the simplest way to do it. So Gaskins or who?
David Montgomery.
Still go Montgomery, man. Like New England's defense isn't bad. Like I get it. It's just, I know the Rams are scary, but like I mean, that offense is going. That offense is going to lean on Montgomery, and like Miami, they've got some more firepower that I feel like Gaskins may not get the volume Montgomery does. So I go volume when you're like looking at this range of running backs.
I'm with Joe here and going Montgomery as well.
All right. Well, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go Gaskin. I like him. I think he has potential to at least see maybe 17 rushing attempts and 5 targets. I'll take that volume. I think the Rams defense is going to be a tougher matchup against Montgomery than the New England Patriots against Gaskin. I think Gaskin will be involved more in the passing game, even though it's half-point PPR. I think that the Bears brought Damian Williams in to take over that spot in case Tariq Cohen didn't look any good, and I think that's the role he's going to play. So I would probably lean Gaskin by a little bit.
Okay. Next one here.
I got a couple.
Mike? Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple here on the YouTube channel. Figure we get them out of the way.
Yep.
We got Brandon Ayuk or Tyson Williams, half-point PPR flex.
Ooh. I'll start it off.
Sure.
Go ahead.
This might remind me of what we saw in the NFC Championship game a few years ago when San Francisco went in there and just ran all over the Packers, and we saw Garoppolo throw it, I think, 9 times or something crazy like that. So I'm kind of scared about the pass catchers in the 49ers offense this week because
how could I forget about
they're
that?
They're going to dominate that game. So I think I'm actually leaning Tyson Williams here.
I think I'm going to lean Tyson Williams with you. If I remember correctly, I think Ayuk was messing with a hamstring injury, and I think Tyson Williams has a better matchup. And like you said, it has shades of that game where Jimmy's only going to throw it 9 times.
I'm just worried about how many targets are available this week. How many targets are available?
Yeah.
All right. So,
dude, honestly, guys, I'm on Ayuk.
Okay.
All right. We got. Well, actually, guys, we're actually running a little late, but we're at our 5-minute warning here for the end of our show.
Yeah,
Then
we got a couple more we can rip through.
a couple
We
more
got a
we
couple
got,
more
and then,
here.
and then we all gotta worry about our fantasy lineup. as
Yeah,
well.
we need 30 minutes to set our 15 lineups each.
Yep,
And I got to
yep.
update my rankings now that Sermon's out because I'm freaking out right now. Like my leg's twitching. Sorry.
Oh no, we can get through this. Start 2 from one problem at a time. Corey Davis, Tyson Williams, DeAndre Swift. Ooh, God, the
Gotta give us
matchup
the
for
scoring
Swift.
formats, guys.
Go half point PPR.
Yeah. It's
I like-
Swift and I'm trying to look at my rankings here. It's Swift and wrong Davis. It's Swift and Davis for me.
Oh, he said it's PPR.
Still Swift and Davis.
Still Swift and Davis.
I'm with Joe.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for the upside. I'll go Davis and Tyson. I like Williams' matchup against the Raiders. I just think Swift has a terrible matchup against the Niners. They're a really
I
good
agree.
run defense. But I mean, that is all of our questions. Unless you have one.
I
from
got a
Facebook.
couple.
Yeah, I think he said he had like one or two.
Yeah, go for it then.
Kareem Hunt, Jarvis Landry, or Jacoby Myers in the flex?
Hunt.
I'm Hunt there as well. Mike?
Hunt, yeah, it was him or Jarvis.
Then
Yeah.
from mutual friend Nicole Thompson, Mike, do we trust
Hey, Nicole.
Barkley? This is a pretty good question. Do we trust Barkley this week, or should she go with Joe Mixon?
Oh.
Yeah. That's
I'm trying to
Go ahead,
remember.
Joe.
I feel like you got to go mix it at this point because Barkley. Yeah, we have no idea what we're getting from him to be honest.
If you want
Like,
safety, you go mix him. He's going to get the volume there. No Geo
Yeah.
there, so
yeah.
And Dr.
Yeah,
Chow
n-
from Fantasy Pros, he said he doesn't believe that there's any way Saquon's going to be 100% this
Well,
week.
they've already said they're not going to give him a full workload. So like that just, I've still got Barkley up there because I mean he just one or two plays for him is enough. But yeah, I've got Mixon in my top 5 for half PPR. So this week, Minnesota's defense is pretty garbage. So I'm sorry. Sorry, Minnesota fans.
I think it's improved, but from all the COVID opt-outs coming back. But yeah, no, I like the volume with Mixon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Think we good to go, guys. Hit the 12:30 mark. 11:30 for you guys.
Yep.
Yep, I'm fine with a minute over. That's not 29 minutes I can work with.
We're good to roll.
All right, guys. You know,
Yep. Go ahead, close
this
this
was,
out, Mike.
yeah, this was really fun. I know this was the first time doing it, but I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, it was
man.
blessed.
There were some great questions, some real thinkers, but I think we actually did some good. I think we helped some people today make some tough decisions.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of us, guys.
And thanks everyone for all your questions. Much
Absolutely.
appreciated.
Absolutely. We
you,
always
guys.
appreciate the questions. Keep them rolling in. We'll have another thread going up for next week's episode.
Mhm.
Thank you, Joe, for showing up for the first episode. It was fun having you here.
Yeah,
It's
I'll try
always
to show
nice
up when I
having-
can. It's tough, man. I do a lot of
Oh.
errands in the morning on Sunday, and I try to get back as fast as possible. But
Well, it's always nice having a 2-time top 5 in-season ranker on the show.
appreciate that, man. Appreciate
Obviously, welcome at any time.
Absolutely. But you can find Joe at F6P_Joe. He writes and manages pretty much the whole website for Fantasy Six
that.
Pack.
Writing, I'm not so sure about it anymore, but
But you know him. He's got some great content. It's always worth some time to read. Dylan's start sit articles. What day do those come out, Dylan?
They get published on Fridays.
Hey, go check those out. I mean, he might have some answers to some of your questions before we even get a chance to answer them. And then you can just find me at @belike_Mike. Dylan was at dclemons2222. I just kind of hang out and give fantasy advice, do some social media content, and
Stuff.
I mean, if Joe's cool with me announcing it, he's actually grooming me to help produce his Fantasy
Absolutely.
Six-Pack Hour.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm excited
Be there in
about
a couple
that.
weeks. Hey, hit that subscribe button, guys. We'll have a good week. Good luck, guys.
Good luck, guys. See you next week. Bye.